Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome. We are live here at the Auditorium in Grimsby. Casino.com, the Premier League snooker, brought to you by Maximum Sport and live here on Sky Sports. Time to get the action underway. Our referee in charge of the action is Mr. Paul Collier. Now time to meet our players. Firstly, would you please welcome all the way from China, it's Ding Jianghui!
And Ding's opponent tonight is the current Masters champion.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome, making his debut here this evening, it's the jester from Leicester, Mark Selby!
Good to see you, Mark. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. Really looking forward to it.
Now, you had a cracking season last year, 2 big titles, you're up to provisionally number 4 in the world. You've got to be over the moon with that.
Yeah, I mean, it was more than what I expected for myself, to be fair, last year. But like I say, I had a great season and hopefully I can kick on and do the same this year.
Okay, let's talk about tonight, the Premier League, your first appearance in the Premier League. How important is top quality snooker to a player like yourself week in, week out?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you can only get better playing the likes of the players what's in the Premier League. So obviously to have this kind of chance is great.
And your opponent tonight, Ding, you've met twice before, once in a ranking tournament. I think you beat him. Do you think about statistics like that when you're playing an opponent, or do they just go out the window completely?
No, they go out the window. I mean, every game's different. Ding's a great player, so I mean, he'd have already forgot about the games when we've played, so obviously just concentrate on tonight.
And finally, we have the shot clock. I know at the last one, the Northern Ireland Trophy, apparently you were speeding up your game, thinking about tonight's game. Do you like the faster game? You've only got 25 seconds per shot. Does that worry you?
It does a little bit. I may have to borrow a couple of Ding's timeouts, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay, best of luck. Everybody, Mark Selby! And our boys in the box for tonight's first game are Mike Callett and Phil Yates.
Thanks very much, Andy. Well, as you might expect in the Premier League, we start off another campaign with Premier players.
First break. Mark Selby to break.
Plenty of experience in the commentary box in the form of Mike Hallett, but out on the table, lots of youth, even though they've been around for a while. These two combined age only 46.
Absolutely. Could be a very interesting match between these two. Of course, Mark making his debut, so the shot clock might be a little bit alien to him. I'm sure he'll settle down into that during this season's Premier League.
Yes, he built a deserved reputation last season as something of a grinder, but he's also versatile, Selby. I think he will adapt.
Well, the attempted red to the middle wasn't too far away. Same shot for Ding. Oh, again, it was an acute angle. He wasn't too far away from that one either. So we watch the replay. Has Mark taken this one to the green pocket?
Looks as though the red will pass, and this is the first real chance to Ding. I think, Mike, the problem for debutants under the rules isn't playing their shots in 25 seconds. It's becoming accustomed to how long 25 seconds is. You see them hurry and get to the table a little quicker than maybe they should do. Look at the likes of Neil Robertson and Stephen Maguire in this tournament. Both of them, in their first season, had nightmares.
Even John Higgins last year said he struggled, didn't he? And yeah, I think it's true to say that Mark is a little bit more measured than Ding, but Ding's been here a couple of seasons, so he knows what it's all about. But I'm sure that Mark is going to really enjoy the Premier League this year.
16.
But at the moment, it's Ding Junhui in with the first real opportunity. Oh, he's overrun that
17.
one by a long way.
Obviously anticipated a slightly thicker kiss on the pack, skimmed off the more. But that's a good recovery.
Oh, great shot. I just wondered whether the white would be close to that middle pocket, but he's found the gap as we watch the replay.
24.
The gap between the green and the brown with the cue ball. The red is available. That was a great shot. Just as we say that, I'm expecting to knock that one in.
Ding Junhui 24.
Well, if this match is as good as their last meeting, we're in for a treat. It was in the final of the Jiangsu Classic in China, Ding's home province. Ding prevailed by 6 frames to 5. He led 5-2. Selby, stubborn as ever, came back to 5 each. It looked as though Selby was going to win the decider, but Ding, aided by a fluke on the penultimate red, cleared up to snatch it, and that was in his hometown, Wuxi City. A large crowd of Grimbarians, that's the name for citizens of Grimsby. Mike Hallett told me that. He's one.
When was that then? Yes, as always, a hotbed of snooker. The quality of players in the local league, amateur league, is very, very good indeed.
While we're just in this safety exchange, it's a good opportunity actually to tell you just how much of a hotbed Grimsby has been over the years for snooker. 1975, this relatively small town had the World Amateur Champion, it had the English Amateur Champion and the British Junior Champion. 3 different people. Ray Edmonds, Sid Hood, and the man sitting on my left hand side, Mike Hallett.
Nice shot there from Ding, getting that cue ball not quite tight on the top cushion, but near enough. And limited shot selection here for Mark. He could take one off the other into the centre, but if he's taken this on to the left, this is a toughie. Well, he tried it clean. Wasn't easy. Yes, I think the second red was just too far beyond the middle pocket to enable to play the in off.
One.
The first beep of the clock came just as he made contact with the cue ball. 5 seconds of his allotted 25 was left.
Well,
4.
overdone that slightly, but not a problem. Can come off the cushion for the brown. There's plenty on here for Ding to, well, establish a good lead anyway,
5.
if not put the opening frame on the board.
The bookmakers, I think
No.
because of his previous experience with the shot clock and in this tournament, made Ding favourite for this match.
10.
But that's not the most convincing positional shot. In fact, the cue ball has got well away from him.
Well, I think he might take the blue on actually, because I don't think the green passes the red to the middle. It is, it's blue to the corner. Well, this is missable. We shall see. Early on in the match, you know, you're just trying to get your arm going. He'll be a little bit angry with himself with the positional shot on the red. Have to take on the more difficult blue. Now then, Mark, what can you make of this? He's going to have to stun over for the black, though, just to avoid the pink. Well, he's actually run it through. He's played like a half stun. It's a good shot, but he's just lost the white a little bit there. I thought he might have gone a little bit higher and gone just above the pink. Well, this is a similar shot that Ding played a few minutes ago. And there is a red down there at the other end of the table, but you'll need to play a good positional shot. This is all about weight. Well, it's there. It's a good pot. Now then, is he on the red? Slow down. Oh, unlucky.
8.
Well, one thing we've asserted so far, this table is running very nicely indeed. Warm outside, warm television lights, thin cloth, it's speedy.
Right, Selby 8.
Is it touching? No. Ding will probably put the white to the top cushion here. Mind you, is he going for the pot into the left centre? No, just the safety. Just making sure he covered that red with the green.
Ding Junhui, one of the torchbearers in the Olympic torch relay.
Well, that must have been a great honour. Obviously it was. Oh, well, that was not good. I'm not sure if the red passes the brown, but he's definitely got one down this end of the table. Well, I think Mark's looking at it, so it will pass the brown. He can come down for the black. There's plenty of room there. Oh, he's missed it. Oh, he hasn't. He went in. I thought that was going to wobble. My apologies. I thought that was going to knuckle, but he managed to stay in one of the bulk colours.
As Mark Selby said in his interview with Andy at the start of the programme, it was a wonderful season for him. 07-08.
5.
Won the Welsh Open, his first ranking title, and he also won the Masters at Wembley.
Well, he didn't bring the white back far enough for that intended red, but this one isn't a problem really. Play on the pink to the middle again.
12.
Good chance to put a few points on the board here. Still got the problems of the two reds on the left-hand cushion, and I think the red will pass the black to the right corner.
$18. 19.
You see, he played that shot there with 18 seconds left. Needs to get sort of an internal
25.
clock in the head and realise how much time he's got. It's okay when you're playing these simple
26.
stuns and screws for position, but when you've got a more complex shot, he has got a little more time than I think he believes he has.
Well, this red obviously does pass the black.
32.
That was a cracking shot to dislodge that red off the cushion. That one's going to be the problem, but he has the angle here to pop this one, come off the back cushion, possibly dislodge that red. We shall see. No, left it alone.
41.
Now then, does he have the angle to get close to this red? I think the path for the brown is blocked. He might be on the yellow, he's got the green. How does he attack this last red?
Yellow one.
There you go. Ooh, great effort. Didn't need that
43.
either.
A Chinese snooker.
Not easy cueing. Could go wrong.
Mark Selby,
Played
43.
it reasonably well, but after this shot, he could be in trouble. He might be behind the blue here after this one. Well, he's managed to avoid anything. He's got the red over the left-hand side, but I'm down the line of the shot here. He hasn't got the snooker.
Well, Selby dodged a bullet there, but look where he's left the red.
Well,
On a plate.
wasn't a good shot, Phil, was it? He had a lot of the red to hit there. I think he played a slight swerve around the blue, but that's a poor shot. Could have gifted this frame now to Ding. Well, the blue is the only awkward shot. Having said that,
One.
Ding's not played a good positional shot, but he's on the yellow.
And by potting the lowest value colour off the last red, it means that Ding, 14 behind, reads all 6 colours.
Five.
Obviously, it's going to be blue to pink. Will be the key shot, but any sort of angle on the blue, pink's in the open, shouldn't be a problem. This should be the end of this first frame. Could have gone either way, but we expect Ding to clear here.
Yes, you're quite right there, Mike. That blue is the sticking point.
Poor shot on the last red, though, Mark played.
12.
And it looks like it's going to cost him dear. Long way to go, but he'll be a little bit disappointed if he loses this one. There's no way he'll miss from here. Well, Ding happy to get the second chance, and it looks like he's going to make the most of it.
$126 frames will be played in the round-robin phase of the PartyPoker.com Premier League. The first is in the books, and it's fallen to Ding Junhui. Welcome back to the Grimsby Auditorium, where Ding Junhui has taken a 1-0 lead over Mark Selby in tonight's first match. Coming up after this, it's the defending champion Ronnie O'Sullivan against the man he beat in last season's final, John Higgins.
The second frame. Ding Junhui to break.
And so, with £1,000 going to the winner of every single frame in this competition, Ding breaks off in the second, £1,000 richer. Don't know what that is in Chinese RMB, Mike, but it's a fair few.
I'll leave that one with you, Phil. Just another safety coming up here. I said a safety, but is he attempting this to the right corner? He was. Well, I think he played it on the thin side because, in my opinion, if he'd have gone full-blooded for it, then he might have collided into the pack or the black. But an excellent safety. Now then, cannon into the green. He's left that red on.
Yes, doesn't have the luxury of his usual contemplation time on safety, Selby.
Overcut it. Yes, that'll be a criteria this year in this competition for Mark Phil, wasn't it? Just settling down to that shot clock. As we've mentioned, John Higgins struggled early on last year, but managed to get himself into the semi-finals.
I think if you can get a favourable result early on and get a measure of confidence, if you open up with 2 or 3 defeats, then it all seems that much more difficult.
That's opened up a few more. Oh, it's a nice nudge if it's gone behind the yellow now then. Can he get through the gap here to the red nearest the corner? He can, you know. There's at least 3 goes there, but he'll play the one nearest the pocket. It's a question of the positional side. Can he get back for the blue? Nicely played. He's definitely on the ball colour. A nice pot. 1. He's in. And there's a few reds to go out here. And if he can get that black back onto its own spot, well, it could be away. Might concentrate on the blue for the time being.
3.
Now then, Phil, will he go into the bunch here, do you think? Try and open up the pink? Possibility? Well, he didn't mess about with that one, and he's been really unlucky. He had reds to play on. He caught them well.
9.
But he would have expected to be on an easier one than this. I don't think he's on anything, actually, to be honest. Well, he's looking at the plant. I think it can be made. Awkward queuing. Oh, 6 seconds. There we go with the bleeps. Well played.
Well, a couple of summers ago, he won the World 8-Ball Pool Championship, didn't Mark Selby? In that game, they would call that one a combination.
Nearly got the double, was in the final of the World Snooker, of course. The World Snooker Championship. Really put John Higgins under pressure in those latter stages of that final. He's really come to the fore the last couple of seasons, Mark Selby, hasn't he? He's
14.
bang full of confidence, and the talent has always been there, but it's a question of putting that one trophy in the cabinet and then pushing on from there. He really is a great player now. Tough competitor.
15.
I also think one of Selby's great assets, his enthusiasm for the game. He genuinely enjoys playing snooker. Yes, it's his job, but it's also his hobby. And that makes a big difference, attitude-wise.
Mark Selby, 15.
Nice touch. Oh, what about that one? Well, I thought that was safe, or fairly safe. Great shot.
It'll be fairly safe after this.
Ding Junhui, 1.
Nestling in behind the green. Now this might be the perfect opportunity, Mike, for Selby to take one of his timeouts. Remember, 5 are allowed, 3 in any one frame.
He might have to. Well, no, he's not. He's playing this with a lot of left on side. One of the reds. Oh, that's all over the place. That will be called a miss, and we'll go back, I think.
Foul
I'm not
and a
quite
miss.
sure what he was trying to do
Ding
there.
Junhui, 4.
Well, it's not going back because the miss has been called, but Ding has decided to take this red on. And he's held for the black.
1.
Delicate red, a delicate black will be needed as well.
Yes, I think he can hold for that red as well. Next to the black, that's perfect. Well, if this one goes in, a good chance to put points on the board, and it was that good laid snooker behind the green that's given him this opportunity. Oh, only just.
Well, you know as well as me, Mike, that if they shave that near jaw, more often than not they don't fall. So Ding can count himself fortunate there. Interesting to me that Selby didn't
16.
use a timeout for escaping the snooker. Quite often you see this with players new to the
17.
league. They try and store their timeouts and they get to a point in the match where they realise maybe 2 or 3 of them will be wasted. Use them while you can.
Yeah, I'm thinking that I might need them towards the end of the match.
24.
But that definitely was a situation there, as you say, Phil, that perhaps a little bit more time and thought. It was just the red that he was playing actually on, or trying to get on, and he was in between, and just given Ding this opportunity here. Just the wrong side of the blue, but he can hold the white in the middle of the table for the red to the right corner. Well, looks like he's running through actually. So I suggest he's taking the left hand one of the two near the pink.
Now I'm probably setting myself up for a fall here, but this is the kind of mid-range pot that Ding is mustard at.
$31.
Well, it's got to be said, not really an awkward red on the table here. The one near the right cushion is really not a problem once you get in behind it. So it's a great chance here for Ding to make it 2-0.
$38. $39.
And Ding could do with a confidence booster because in the
45.
first world ranking tournament of the season, the recently played Northern Ireland Trophy in Belfast, he was very surprisingly beaten in the last 32 by Mark Davis, 5-4.
46.
And Ding is actually down to 13th in the provisional world rankings.
Well, he's played on the more awkward one of the three.
51.
fairly straight. Might go back for the blue.
$52.
Well, the way he's played that, obviously both reds go to this corner. He finished the wrong side of the blue. Would have liked to have been closer to these
57.
reds. So there's a 47-point lead here. So Mark already needing a snooker as the break goes to 57. Well, if this goes in, this second frame is over. Empty room. Well played. It's going to be 2-0.
58.
We talk about how improved a player Mark Selby is, Phil, but when this young man burst onto the scene 3 or 4 seasons ago, he was phenomenal, wasn't he? It just, I would say he's lost his way, just 65. Lost that little bit of consistency over the last year and a bit.
Very much so. I honestly thought he could become the youngest ever world champion, superseding Stephen Hendry. He's not going to do that now. At one point, to me, it looked like taking the game by storm.
I think he's still going to play. See plenty of this young man over the years. That's a definite. Great break builder. Possible century for a bonus of £1,000.
Well, he made 13 century breaks in the tournament last season.
73. Could
this be the first in only frame number 2?
I think he was second to Ronnie in the list as well all season, wasn't he? Phenomenal. Needs an angle on the green. I think he's got a slight one here just to punch out for the brown. If he gets this one right, expect him to make the ton. Clean as a whistle. A little bit under strength. Now then, will he go off the side and top cushions here, or just try and hold on the blue? I think he's just holding for the blue. Well, he pinched the first frame
82.
when we thought Mark Selby was going to win it. Completely different frame this one. Emphatic win in the second.
And all of this has come from
87.
Selby's hasty escape from the snooker. And just the black for
93.
a very lucrative start to the evening. 100 blacks in the pockets. £3,000 so far in the pocket of Ding Junhui. He leads Mark Selby by 2 frames to 0. Ding Junhui immediately in the groove in the partypoker.com Premier League Snooker of 2008. He leads Mark Selby 2-0. That's £2,000 plus £1,000 bonus for his century break in frame number 2. The next match on, that's Ronnie O'Sullivan, the world champion, against John Higgins, world champion in 2007. Doesn't come much better than that.
The third frame. Mark Selby to break.
A little bit of food for thought here then for Mark Selby. 2 down, 4 frames to go. As we mentioned, possibly should have taken a time-out on that snooker. Escape from behind the green, but anyway, that's gone now, so he's to forget about that and concentrate on things ahead. But Mark will want to put his first frame on the board sooner rather than later. there's the money won. Well, that was a definite attempted pot to the middle, the cannon into the black. Surprised at that. Must have fancied it. Similar shot for Ding here, again an acute angle, but if he gets this, and he'll be on the black. No.
Played it in such a way that he would be covering any possibility of Selby being able to get through to the open red, to the other middle pocket.
No, then we could be seeing one of these situations and find all the reds going up to the other end of the table in a few minutes' time. Might have to use one of the bulk colours here to keep the red at the end of the table. In fact, he's used the other red. That's a clever shot. But does this red cut to the right centre? Mark's not looking at it. No, is he looking at here? He's not looking at a plant to the left centre, is he? Should be a safety, I think, just in the pack. Well, he's elevating the cue, so I don't know. He's obviously trying to get the white back to the top cushion. He was trying to get him behind the black, actually, but he might have left that red to the right centre.
Yes, again, had plenty of time left when he played the shot.
It was an attempted snooker behind the black, but again, Ding's looking at this red to the middle. I think it will go. It's a thin cut, but if he plays it right, he'll be on the black. There's the beeps. Have to hurry up a little bit, Ding. Well, oh, that might have just put him off his rhythm a little bit. The dreaded bleeps, eh?
Yes, first time I heard that, I thought of saying, anybody got 10 pence? Of course, in the age of mobile phones, that's a little bit redundant. Now, Selby put together a 43 break in the first frame. Needs to make something substantial here.
8.
Ding is a fearsome frontrunner. Stephen Hendry discovered that in the tournament last year. Ding scored 495 points without reply against him.
Well, this is a good chance for Mark to give himself a little bit of a confidence boost. Haven't seen those two frames go away from him.
14.
Cracking shot. Elected to go into them. It's just fallen a little bit awkward, but I think it's okay. But chose to open the reds up.
21.
Yes, you might remember at the start of the previous frame when he went into the bunch off the blue and was very unfortunate. This time, they've worked out nicely for him.
22.
Well, he knows this is a good chance. Has to make the most of it. Find some rhythm and get himself back into this match. Nicely played. Touch of side. Just overdone slightly, but it should be okay.
29.
Might have to go back for the blue. I'm not sure if you can hold for the black. Nice recovery.
30.
This table does look a little bit on the quick side.
Well, the conditions week in, week out in last year's event were excellent, and I think we're going to see a repeat this time. And that's a tribute to the table fitters, because remember, we're going to venues for only
35.
one night at a time. Doesn't give much time for the tables to bed in, and right from the first ball hit, they play very nicely indeed.
36. Yep. Yellow ball.
Halfway house there, Mike.
Yes, not absolutely perfect. Oh, you can hear a pin drop in the auditorium. Enjoying this one, and of course then we've got Ronnie and John to come as well. Great night snooker. Oh, he caught the pink. Okay, but he's finishing at the cushion.
Yes, this looks simple enough, but at a very quiet pace, it's missable.
Oh, watch his feet. They look simple enough, but
44.
tucked under that side cushion, I can tell you, they're tricky, because you have to deliver the cue straight. There's not
45.
much margin for error. Well, of course, as you do with every shot, but when you're much closer to the balls that you're playing, it's much easier. But anyway, he managed to overcome that hurdle.
52.
Banging again.
53.
Break goes to 53. I wonder if he can counter here with a winning frame and a century as well for the extra bonus.
$59. $60.
He was delighted, Mark Selby, when he heard the news that he'd been given a wild card into this tournament by the promoters Matchroom. I think he fully deserved that wild card. When he won the Welsh Open, which we've mentioned before, he came back from 8-5 down to beat Ronnie O'Sullivan 9-8 in the final, and his performance at Wembley, I think that's where he came of age.
Indeed. It's just a little bit in between
67.
here. Yeah, will he try and drop on the red to the left or go down the table? Between the two reds, looks perfect. Well played. The frame is safe. Now we can concentrate on the bonus.
73.
Good response here, Phil.
74.
Excellent, and just what he needed at just the right time. So could we see
£76.
£2,000 frame for the second frame in succession?
77.
Last year, a record 35 centuries were made in this tournament. And of course, if Selby can
81.
reach three figures here, you'd have to
82.
agree with Meatloaf. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
$85.
Having to put the extension on the cue. Come on, Mark. Let's knock this one in and make the 10. Might hold for the pink. Well played.
86.
Oh, what a shame.
Not in the pink in terms of a cash bonus, but at least Selby has got a frame on the board. Ding still leads though, 2-1. China 2, England 1. That's the score so far at the Grimsby Auditorium in our first match of the PartyPoker.com Premier League Snooker. Our next match on this evening is Ronnie O'Sullivan against John Higgins. In match number 1, 3 of the allotted 6 frames are complete.
Frame.丁俊晖to break.
Well, I'm sure Mark will be feeling a lot better having put the third frame on the board. Pity he didn't make the century, but there you go, £1,000 to £3,000. Looking to make it 2 apiece. I'll play with an element of safety. Play off the pack down towards the yellow. It's pretty good. Well, it's covered everything on the left hand side there. That's good safety. I think Ding can see. Well, he's not playing that one. I thought he might put the white on the top cushion. Just looking to go into the pack dead weight. If this is touching ball, I think it would help. No. Down towards the bulk with the cue ball. Well, good job it caught the yellow, because that, I think, was going close to the corner pocket.
Yes, it did Selby a big favour.
Well, he's caught that on the thick side, but it's not too bad. He'll definitely take the red onto the corner here. Well played. Well, perfect angle on the blue to get into them. Should open a few here. Oh, unlucky. Well, he's got a red to the right centre.
6.
I think he might play a safety off this. Well, he's got one at the top of the pack, actually. Nice recovery.
7.
Yes, there's a divisional structure in snooker these days, not just the Premier League, but also the Championship League snooker. And Mark Selby reached the final of that last season. Lost out to Joe Perry, who by winning the event qualified as a right to play in this.
14.
Oh, that's not good. He was hoping to use the pack there to hold for the red to the left corner. He's gone through them.
21.
I think the red left of the pink is available, but tougher than it should have been. Yeah, he's eyeing this red up to the left centre. Well played again.
Good part and did well to force the cue ball through. Made contact with the pink and still reasonable on the blue.
Just finding his range now.
27.
Well, in perfect position now to do some damage.
35.
Let's have a quick look at that one, but one to the right is favourite.
$36.
Wholesale transformation in
43.
fortunes. First two frames, Ding looking good. Last frame and a half,
44.
Selby looking very good.
We talked about the shot clock, but yeah, he looks very comfortable, doesn't he?
Well, he's definitely made a conscious effort to play quicker, not just in this tournament, which he
49.
needs to, has to, but in other events as well.
50.
I think in the long term it will do him a whole lot of good, because the more you ponder, the more you hesitate, the greater the chance for indecision.
Nice cannon again. Yeah, in my opinion, two players come to mind with that. One possibly Peter Ebdon, and the other one Steve
57.
Davis for a while. You can overthink sometimes, can't you?
58.
And when Steve started to play a little bit quicker, I think he played the better snooker. And Peter's changed his tempo a little bit over the years, but we also know about the man coming up after this, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
65.
Well, we don't have to explain about his tempo. Absolutely fantastic.
Well, one player who
66.
changed his tempo in the other direction to Selby was Tony Mio. Very, very fast when he started out. Extremely slow at the tail end of his career. He won the 1989 British Open
73.
playing at a snail's pace. He thought that was the way forward. And a few years later,
74.
he'd gone from the circuit.
Just under strength there by Mark Selby. Oh, hang on, hang on, hang on. Oh, well, I'm not sure
79.
how he's going to pot a red here unless he plays the
Touching
plant.
ball.
The touching ball has been called. It's got to be a plant here to the left corner. Well played. Oh, hey, hey. Pity with the cannon on the black, but can he cut this in? It's not far away. It's not far away. Oh.
The banker keeps his money in terms of the bonus. Zink hasn't scored a point in the last two frames though. Selby back on level terms, 2-2. Frustration for Mark Selby in frame number 4. Just a fraction away from potting a black that would have led, surely, to a £1,000 century break. Still though, Selby will be delighted. He's back on level terms with Ding Junhui at 2 each, having been 2-0 down. Later on, in just a couple of frames' time, in fact, it's the defending champion Ronnie O'Sullivan against John Higgins, the man he beat in last year's final up there in Aberdeen by 7 frames to 4. And O'Sullivan has won this tournament every year it's been held under the shot clock rules. 4 years on the trot. Will it be 5? The bookmakers tend to think so. He's a shade of odds on to win the £50,000 first prize.
I've enjoyed this, Phil. It's been some good stuff here between these two. Not saying it wasn't going to be, but you know, it's quality stuff.
Ding has been frozen out. He hasn't potted a ball for 25 minutes, and it's going to be difficult to regain his rhythm.
Okay, Mark. Frame 5. Mark Selby to break.
Well, he's under-hit that a little. I'll say that actually. The white's it's gathered pace on this fast bed. And he's got the white to the ball cushion. I thought that was going to be short and leave on the red to the left corner, but that one's on. As you say, it's not easy, but he could get on the black here. Drop this in. He might be going for this. Well, he's left that red to the middle. The one will pass the black, but the one to the middle is favourite because he'll be going into the pack with a cue ball. Yeah, that wasn't an easy pot for Ding there from distance. You mentioned in the last frame there, Phil, how fortunes have changed over the last 20 minutes or so. And Mark's back in again.
£171 points without reply and counting.
5. 6.
The first time these two played was in the 2002 China Open. Mark Selby qualified, had to play
13.
a 15-year-old wildcard who happened to be Ding. We didn't know
14.
then how good a player he would become.
21. 22.
'He's caught them well, but is he on one?
29.
Well, he's taken this. He's looking at the one to the left corner. It's got to go through 2 or 3 reds here. This is not guaranteed. Well played, but have to sacrifice the positional side a little. Well, I think he'll take the blue to the corner here. If this goes in, great chance.
Yes, undoubtedly the crunch ball.
Bang in the middle. He's looking good. At 2-0, Phil, you're thinking Ding Junhui might take control of this match. Not the case now.
35.
Over 200
36.
points now, and that total just keeps on rising.
And And just look where the reds are. Not a difficult red on the table. What a chance to make a century.
43.
And after dishing out the punishment to Stephen Hendry in last year's tournament, Ding is here receiving an unpalatable taste of his own
44.
medicine.
Well, you've got to have put Ding favourite in this match at the start of the evening.
$51. Virgin.
And this has opened up the pink.
52.
It's a little too early to say, of course, one swallow doesn't make a summer, but
58.
I just get the feeling that Selby is feeling liberated at the table, playing a lot quicker.
59.
And it's not just this tournament where he's going to benefit from that, it's others as well. Hard to win the really big events, the marathon tournaments such as the World Championship, when you're playing as a grinder for 17 days. You take a lot out of yourself. If he can
64.
nip through a few matches at double quick time, he's going to go into the latter stages with a lot more energy in reserve.
As you saw there, possible 139 on the table with All Blacks.
65.
Well, this is the frame ball.
Oh, well played. This is good stuff here for Mark Selby, having been 2-0 behind. And we'll guarantee him a point at least, if not two, in this first match of this evening's play. And of course, the first day of play in this year's Premier Snooker League. Oh, he's had to hit that a little. He won't care too much if he misses a yellow. I don't be surprised if this goes in. Oh, now would Ding come to the table?
73.
No, he's without a pot, he's without a point in 3 successive frames. Selby has turned the match on its head. He leads 3-2. The headline from the Grimsby Auditorium: Selby on the mark. He leads Ding Junhui by 3 frames to 2. Can he claim full points by winning frame number 6? The closing frame of the match. We'll soon find out. Then it's O'Sullivan, Higgins.
The final frame of this match. Ding Junhui to break.
Well, it's been worth the trip for both of them. £3,000 in both players' kitties. And I'll tell you what, Mike, the last 3 frames from Selby have been O'Sullivan-esque. He's won them in 25 minutes.
Yes, just over 54 minutes for 5 frames, averaging about 11 minutes. Good stuff. Oh, where's the bleep? Oh, he's okay.
Obviously, Mike, very early days in the tournament, but if Selby can possibly get the win here in 2 points, he'll be very confident of making the playoffs.
Indeed. And not one timeout used this evening by either player. It's been fast, it's been swift, and it's been very entertaining. But Ding, obviously from his point of view, needs to salvage something from the evening. Wants to get this last frame on the board and claim a point.
Well, Ding was involved in the opening match of last year's tournament against Jimmy White. He was 3-2 down there and made a century break to get the draw. He'd like a repeat here. The packed crowd here really enjoying themselves.
Can't see the edge of that one. I think he's going for this red to the right corner. Well played. Cracking play. And he's on the pink. Fully deserved. Got the nice nudge there.
Very useful with the rest, Mark Selby, and his strike rate tonight
7
has been 100% so far.
Eight. 13. 14.
So that's 253 points. The Ding has been blanked.
Ah, wow. There is still a red to the left centre.
21.
Well played.
22.
Nicely on the pink as well.
And although only 22 points on the board, Mike, I think you'll agree with me. This is a frame-winning chance.
Yep. Well, who would have thought this after the first 2 frames? He's been a
28.
total spectator, certainly for the last 3, might be for the last 4.
29. 34. 35.
And there we were, Mike, wondering whether he would adapt to the shot clock. I think we've got the answer.
Well, it seems like he's been here for years.
40.
Don't think it's stretching a point to actually say that it's perhaps the best first match debut we've ever seen.
41.
I wouldn't argue with that. Ding's got to be thinking, well, I feel comfortable here. 2-0, I feel okay.
47.
But he can't believe what's happened to him in these last 4 frames.
48.
One part of Selby's makeup that makes him a champion is that he doesn't really see crisis, doesn't panic. Remember, we said he was
Timeout.
8-5 down against O'Sullivan in that Welsh Open final, 1-9-8. And that's the first timeout we've seen in this match. He can only use 3 in this frame, and so 2 will not be employed. More than likely, though, the way the balls are, Mike, 4 won't be employed.
$54. $55.
Underhit that one. Didn't get into the cue ball quite as much as he wanted. Natural angle now to take the white away from the reds. Does he chance the arm and take on the blue?
I think he should have a quick check on that red right of the pink there, Phil, see if it goes to the right corner. See how he plays this. If he drops it in, that's the one he's played on. Yes, the right and red, just right of the pink spot. Plenty of room. He can come through for the black.
61.
Break goes to 61. He's playing on the pink, actually. Well, this
62.
is great stuff from Mark Selby here.
He has just had the necessary potting channel and made the most of it. Great stuff indeed.
He was just urging the red on past the black there. He didn't want to block the black, but he's thinking £1,000 bonus for the century, that's for sure. He's missed it on a couple of occasions this evening. Can he do it here? This has been a cracking opening match, Phil.
$76. $77.
He's done everything apart from make a century. It would be the ideal way to finish off.
Shh.
$83. $84.
Total match time just over the 63-minute mark. It's flown by.
90. $91.
Perfect angle to come off the side cushion for this final red. This has been very impressive.
96. $97.
Well, he's not straight on this black. I think he is pretty straight, but he's got a little bit of angle to get towards that yellow. Well played.
Threw his chalk in the air, it landed on the table. The only mistake he's made in the last 4 frames.
Go on, get him.
He finished off the match by scoring 343 points without reply. Tremendous stuff from Mark Selby. What a debut in the Premier League. He defeats Ding Junhui by 4 frames to 2.
Welcome back to the partypoker.com Premier League. First match of the night saw Mark Selby on his debut get maximum points against Ding Junhui with a 4-2 victory. And as you can see, next up, a repeat of last year's final, the Rocket Ronnie O'Sullivan against John Higgins. But that win for Mark Selby obviously puts him to the top of the league. But more importantly, I suppose, from Mark's point of view, £5 grand, 5 bags of sand in the bank. Congratulations to Mark. He joins me now, but congratulations firstly, Mark, but it could have been a couple more grand, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could have been. I had a few chances in the frames what I won to make a century, but obviously not complaining. Debut 4-2 win, chuffed to bits.
The guys in the commentary box throughout the game were saying it's probably the best debut in the Premier League they've ever seen. You've got to be over the moon with that.
Yeah, I am. I mean, to be fair, I've gone 2-0 down. I only really played one bad safety shot in the first frame. Second frame, Dings potted a great red and made a century, and then after that I've seemed to perform, so really happy.
Do you have a game plan when you play in a game like this, or any game for that matter, or is it literally you take each frame? I know it's the old cliche, but you take each frame as it comes?
Pot as many balls as you can, really. I mean, no, not really. I mean, I just go into it and try and enjoy it and hopefully put on a good performance. Obviously, some days you're going to play well, some days you're not.
2-0 down, you made 3 great clearances, each one, as we just mentioned, a chance to win £1,000 with the century break. In the last frame, the black you potted, you didn't really go for position on the yellow. Were you just thinking, just pot it, I've won the frame anyway, I'll get a grand? And
yeah, I mean, my head was in shreds from the few frames before. I should have had a couple, but I thought to myself, just pot the black to make sure of the grand, and ended up hitting it too well and snooking myself on the yellow. But it'd been nice to clear them up, but nevertheless.
And you're sweating a bit, I imagine. Obviously there's pressure out there, but the lights as well, is it a different kind of feeling tonight as any other game? Or
I think I was sweating because I got to the century. I mean, the other few frames I didn't really make them, so but yeah, the lights are strong, and obviously I played a little bit quicker than what I did the past season, so I think I probably need to do some exercise. I think
you look like you enjoyed your debut tonight. Everyone here has thoroughly enjoyed the match. Congratulations on that. In 2 weeks' time, you've got a week off next week, and then the following week you're in Derby against Stephen Hendry. Do you look at matches in the future?
Not really, no. You just take one game at a time. I mean, obviously it's going to be another tough game. Stephen, his record speaks for himself, so just looking forward to it.
Okay, well, I'll let you go and have a shower. Congratulations. Mark Selby, everyone.